You knew.
No, I don't know. It's like a Neff anime. Look, it's a Neff anime. I'm not sure. I don't know if chat gets the implication, but Neff is a very sick man. They get a sick block.
So it's scared. Oh, that's a big blinding light. That's a big blinding light from Hellscream. Is it gonna matter? The chase continues. Surely somebody dies, but apparently not. Oh, that blinding light really did save the day from Hellscream. Skim had nowhere to go but down, and he'll make it out of there, John.
30 seconds.
You did get the plankton eater, by the way, as a production just pointed out.
Oh, you switched down. All right, back into the krill eater. All right, fair enough. So lower range anchor smash, better scaling into the late game, but that does mean laning could be a tad bit slower. You do outrange quite nicely here to an extent for Yamato. You're gonna have to play with the flat cannon a little bit, but shouldn't be under too much pressure up against the tide. And overall, I just feel like the added block you get from Kraken Swell isn't particularly amazing. So let's see a scuffle over these runes, though.
You certainly do. A little bit. It's still gonna be a 2 for 2, so another even start. This mid lane does look measurably more boring than last game around as well. I mean, last game we had the Ember versus Pango. This time around we'll have a DK versus Ember. Obviously the Ember Spirit player has switched. Yopaj now playing his own Ember Spirit, which, as you and I know, he tends to perform very well when it comes to this hero. But it is certainly going to be a bit of a boring lane for him.
But it will be. Up against DK, not a hero that you can really shove out or kill. So it's going to be down to a farming lane. BZM shouldn't be able to get the jump on Yopaj either. Yopaj will have some good poke with a sleight of fist, and he does opt for the level 1 flame guard just to clear out the waves and have some presence up against BZM. Probably going to be the most boring lane. It's just going to boil down to a little bit of rune control, more important for Yopaj than it is for BZM. But beyond that, again, very stable farm. Keen to see what happens in the side lanes. You're already seeing a lot of damage coming out on 33 down bot. Because that is again, the level 1 presence of Tidehunter, not amazing. You always have the blubber to save you at the very least, so stuff like the ignite when it is up from scam shouldn't be too much of concern as long as you've got the HP to ride it out. But you will need some levels up until you start to feel comfy. Probably need a value point in Kraken. Of course, you're going to need a value point in Gush for the aggression. Now, all Saksa can do is try to pull the wave back, which he does do quite nicely here for 2T3 to just soak up some free EXP. And that's all you're going to be able to do for a while. Double melee into Gyro can be a little bit awkward. Double melee into this learning curve Ogre Magi can be tough once level 2 ignites up. So just expect bot to be passive and show a little bit of respect for how much damage can fly in here from Yamato and Scam.
Saksa still trying to go for a big creep wave pull here, and he looks like he's going to get away with it. He does hold on to the Fire Blast, but did use the Ignite earlier. He will have it up in 3 seconds. He could still try to chase Saksa down. 33, though, is going to be the one to tank the Ignite here from Scam. Saksa successfully does get away with the pull, so 33 is still going to have a great old time. Top lane, I mean, you've got Chrysalis and Whitemon against Bakaz and of course, Hellscream. This time, it seems like it's already going a lot better for Bakaz.
That it is. It's still the same lane setup, and the weakness here for the Terrorblade is when Metamorphosis is down, you don't have that presence. There is a lot of damage for when it's up, and you manage to land that dual breath from Whitemon. I do love that he also goes for Twin Terror. Right, what damage you can provide with Liquid Frost out is overwhelming, to say the least. But Bakaz always has the presence out, of course, with Quilt Spray and the Chakra, so you shouldn't be under too much of threat. And this is maybe a bit more stable for Crystallis, again, as long as he has Metamorphosis. Once that fades away, Bakaz should still be able to control the lane. A little bit of chase down bot.
Very nice kill here for Yamato, acquiring first blood against Saksa, and that's going to be the start you'd love to see if you're a Shopify Rebellion fan. Yamato off to a great little boost with the gold. Is now 33. Also going to cop a rocket barrage here on the Tidehunter, but will be okay. So already a great start again. I mean, Yamato going to go right into that Falcon Blade. CS on the board right now is the Gyrocopter. Saksa actually going pretty far forward again. Might find himself in danger. Blood Grenade will land as well. Saksa trying to block them out with the shards, but he just got back. He's down another time.
It's a a bit interesting from Sox. Again, not showing respect for the spacing they have to maintain up against a Gyro and Ogre Magi. There's just so much damage that can fly in. And Ignites, it always feels good tossing it into 2 melee heroes. The chase down follow through for Yamato is very straightforward. And that's 2 kills on the board for the Gyro already. So a much better start for Yamato, again, in comparison to game 1, where it's a little bit more even across the board this time. 33 is not having that same sort of safe start he'd want, and recovery on Tidehunter can be a slower process. Even that aggression up top is starting to ramp up. Pecan's constantly low. The magic damage output here from Tundra with just Whitemon alone is insanely high. Even Houtscream has to kind of watch himself.
He might be dead. Fairy Fire popped. Blood Grenade's still going, but 20 HP is what Hellscream will walk out on. Yeah, I mean, this Liquid Frost and just the right clicks from Whitemon are proving to be disgusting to try and compete against here for Pakaz and Hellscream. Hellscream, at the very least, will be able to go reset at the fountain very soon, and Pakaz will have to do the old-fashioned way and just stay in the laning phase with himself. So far, still so good. I mean, 2-0 the way of Shopify. Nothing really going too south. Every lane's gone relatively well for them. In fact, the one lane that's going a little bit negatively is the mid lane, where BZM is pulling ahead on the Dragon Knight. But that is something you tend to expect against the Dragon Knight. You don't really win against this hero when it comes to the mid lane.
No, certainly don't. Yopaj forced to go max Flame Guard as well. It's not like he has the easiest time poking back. All he's looking for is just clearing out camps, farming along with that. He's being scouted out, but Sox might be a bit too far forward here.
Soxa again getting caught out of position. With a snowball to buy himself a bit of time. And BZM is actually trying to move in. Stun is out on Yopaj. Yopaj's going to find the way out, surely, but no! He's down. He was only level 5 while BZM was already level 6. Him also dying. BZM, he might die at the end of this, but it's probably worth it. He'll find 2 for his trouble. Yamato at the very least able to clean up at the end. A pretty messy engagement for Shopify Rebellion, I'd say.
It is. You're still happy enough. And again, your mid lane weakness at least finds a kill, tries to catch up. You're getting a lot enabled for Yamato off of that. Like, instantly goes back bot, has 6, and 33 is not safe.
Yeah, I mean, Yamato being very active on this gyrocopter, and he's doing a great job too. 33, unable to get away, is just going to stand his ground, but Skem will secure a kill for himself. Meanwhile, top lane though, Pakaz dropping even lower, and he'll also die. The trades across the map. Crystallize able to... Crystallis, excuse me, able to take it. I don't know why I keep saying Crystallize, John. Meanwhile, Whitemon will just deny himself up to the creeps.
There's a reset out. They do sound similar, Mikey. I get you. I do understand why.
It just sounds
me
nice.
as well. Yeah, it does sound nice.
Yeah,
but I like Crystallis.
Nice
it is a nice name, but Crystallis has a ring
too,
right? That's how, you see, that's why I do it, so I don't mix it up. I say it weird, so I'm very conscious of saying it, right? That's my tech, Mike. I make it sound weird, so I'm like, okay, it's not Crystallize, it's Crystallis. It's him,
So you've
not the
sacrificed
other.
me. You've made me
Yes.
look obedient, because I'm saying Crystallis the whole time, as it's meant
You just
to be.
need to say it weird. Just say it weird, Mike. That's what a lot of people do. They say it weird so they don't get confused.
Every caster, I feel like, says it like you do. And I'm the only one that'll stand my ground and be like, no, that's not how it's pronounced. This reminds me of the time everyone kept saying Mickey instead of Mickey. And now we all do it, because I just gave up. The Sox is being chased down. Starks up. Probably dead. Nice snowball back towards the creep wave, though. Yamato just unrelenting on this POS 1 gyrocopter, already finding his 4th kill of the game. Fantastic gameplay here from Shopify thus far as BZM. He will move in down towards the bottom lane to try and at least get themselves a Skem kill. But even that's proving to be a bit too challenging as Yopaj is going to intervene. BZM now in a lot of danger. The chains will come out. Yamato, does he want to stick around? The chances are he does, but the Ravage is going to come out from 33, and Yamato, as I was just praising him, Jonathan, he gets caught out and he does die, and apparently so does potentially Hellscream. They're trying to run away. Breathe Fire will connect, but they... Oh, Scream? Yeah, he's all right. He's okay.
Middle tower is under attack.
Would have been a nice freebie to find for BZM, but they managed to break the pinata open. That was a huge streak out on Yamato. A good amount of gold bleeding back to 33, who really needed the cash injection considering how slow his Tide Hunter lane has gone. You've managed to kind of equalize nicely here on the side of Tundra. It's still 6-4. Shopify is still finding a decent enough start, but they're bullying Pakaz up top.
Oh, not this again, Pakaz. He kind of had this last game around as well. This game around, he will get taken down pretty quickly here by Chrysalis and Saksa. So things are starting to even out a little bit now, 6-5, with a very slight net worth lead the way of Shopify. But all that net worth is currently just sitting on Yamato. The Gyrocopter, he's been having a fantastic game, apart from that one death we did just see. Thing is, you see him die a couple more times, and suddenly the net worth is just going to be taken by Tundra.
It will be. And the sacrifices you're making in your side lanes is quite substantial. Right, like the Yopaj is bottom network core. Pakaz is barely behind 33, who's, I'd argue, had a much worse lane in terms of just trying to secure the lane. It's going to be rough trying to recover. Mind you, there are still timings to play, right? Like if Hell Scream hits 6, you get recall, you get chakra combinations. You might not need too much farm on your Ember or your Bristleback to have that impact anyhow. So that can still kind of line up for this timing. The network deficit might not matter too much as long as they get their positioning and skill usage right, with, again, this potential spam ability that can kick in. But that is one thing you will have to watch out for. For Tundra's part, though, I think you can afford to be a little bit more relaxed in the early game. Like, you are hitting some early spikes with Crystallis. He's going for the Yasha. They do manage to find the stacks, and they find Pakaz again.
Pakaz, not yet though. In fact, he does have some teammates there to pick him up very soon. Move in. Problem is they don't really have the lockdown. Yopaj had no chains available. Skem could not get within range for a fire blast on anyone. So all these rotations, they might save Pakaz. They don't really amount to any hero kills. But I suppose on the bright side, it does peacefully allow Pakaz to take these ancient stacks away. Which is really, I suppose, what they wanted. Because last game around, they were all stolen.
Just get that flash farm going your way, some recovery up. That does allow Pakaz to kind of trade places with 33 in terms of the build-up. Though,
Saksa. He's just trying to be a nuisance and soak XP, I think, and once again, Saksa does get caught out on the Tusk. Actually, already his 5th kill of the game. Excuse me, on the Tusk. A bit more of a negative start for him.
Yamato.
Ravage, Yamato, he does get hit by it. They'll have a follow-up soon, I think, from BZM, though he never throws out the Dragon Tail. Maybe just assuming they were out of damage anyway. Yamato will move back in. Now you've got Skem and Hellscream around, and I mean, Ravage just committed. Not really going to amount to much. Meanwhile, though, tops, Pakaz does go down. They'll still find a kill across the map.
Very much worthwhile. He's still here, though.
He is still here. Yopaj with the chains locking him down. BZM would not survive. Hellscream to take the kill.
And that does start to ramp up that aggression here for Shopify. They've got the recall up. They've got the spell spam that can come in for Yopaj. They can sustain that aggression. The issue is they're allowing a lot of free space to come out here for Crystallis. And you are still farming better on Yamato in comparison. This aggression that he's getting out on this Gyrocopter very early on is starting to really ramp up. Like, the gank squad is here and online, taking control of that triangle, preventing any sort of safe farm for Tundra to be built up. They've got an 8-6 lead, 1k gold advantage early on, and now they can set their sights onto mid. Without the Ravage, there's no threat of a big team fight defense here from Tundra. And they've got some good forward vision to spot if anyone tries to sneak up for the defense as well. You don't have clean angles for Tundra to try to take this defense now.
Again, Yopaj trying to get aggressive, but he has been caught by a bit of a cheeky ice blast here from Windborn, and Yopaj. Macro dropped as well, just to try and defend this tier 1 mid tower a little bit longer. Windborn trying for deny, not able to get it. And it may actually cost him his life. The Yamato still going pretty far forward for this. He could be in danger himself. Saksa moving back in, BZM still fighting. Saksa will snowball in. Do they have it? They do. Saksa will get the final Walrus punch off. Hellscream misses with the blood grenade, and now the shards block from Saksa.
Dire's middle tower.
Oh, but Skem. Oh, they don't see him. They didn't see him. Hellscream's running. The cars is here now. But they don't catch him. He's okay.
That's a big win in Tundra's favor. You find 2 cores, you still lose your mid. So Shopify does have something to be happy about. That's at great cost. And they're, again, still buying space out for Crystallis, who finds Pakas again.
Sure does, because Ravage as well. 33, not messing around. Wants the kill guarantee, and they will get it. Crystallis with another kill on the TV now. Third one of the game. Meanwhile, BZM, though, mid lane has been caught out. BZM dying on the Dragon Knight once again.
They're getting that punishment across the board. And this DK being slowed down to the point where BZM's behind 3T3's farm is a cause of concern. This DK, not the tankiest, needs that full Mage Slayer to really start to hold his own up against the magic damage coming out here on the side of Shopify. And it isn't up yet. They managed to snag away a Shrine of Wisdom as well. They're going to be able to take their own on the side of Shopify. It's a good change up from game 1, where they lost access to the shrines very early on. They're going to lose a top tier 1 in exchange. And again, the big trade-off for Tundra is that they have a really good game for Crystallis to catch more.
Yopaj is going to intervene though. He'll move in on the Ember, looking for Crystallis, but he does get sundered. Meanwhile, Stem does go down, but they'll find wipe on. Case continues here from Yopaj, looking for the big kill onto the TV. We'll chain him up, but there's no backup here. Everyone's just aiming down 33 instead. 33 eventually will drop. And now perhaps they can continue trying to look for this TV kill. Yopaj is going to land the chains, and this will be the big one. The one they really wanted. Oh man, Shopify looking brilliant here in this game too.
They are. The run and gun is online. They can drag all of these heroes across the map with relative ease. They can maintain that aggression. There's no big cooldowns to wait for. In comparison, Tundra, you're waiting for Ravage every single time. You need BZM to have that dragon form, to have presence. And they're just set to go again. Hellscream recalls into Yopaj, and you can look at the triangle fight if they so wish.
Looking. Turn around for an ice plant. Snowball is not going to land. Yopaj barely able to make it out. They can move in onto the support duo. Going to find at least Skem. Saxa, he will block in Hellscream as well, so it could be a double. And it looks like it will be. Hellscream unable to get away. Nice kind of setup now back from Tundra, and it seems like they could think about that mid-tier 1 tower final.
About the damage for it. Dragon form will fade away, but Crystallis is committing. You should be able to find this objective. Nice and simple. For the side of Shopify, and you are getting a ton of space out for Yamato. Like this quick BKB, this build-up again that we've seen a couple of times where you skip the Ags, it is going to pan out. Like he's just going to have a lot of damage, a lot of durability that you can't deal with. BK will come afterwards. Tundra will try to go Roshan though. You're going to get into it. The scan does spot them. They don't have Ravage. Well, they do have Ravage back up for the next fight if it does break out in pit. It could be an awkward one as it does take it falls so fast to Tundra.
It does. I mean, they take the Tormentor on Shopify. They're trying to get there in time. It's all too late though. Roshan is gone. Crystallis will be able to take the Aegis for himself. Still the smoke from Shopify. His last thing now chasing somebody. Saxa will stay behind. He's going to take the game for the team. Someone might have to do the same as he does find himself dewarding while all this is happening. But he will die. And still chasing Saxa in the meantime. Saxa's actually not dead yet. Master of buying a billion years here, but Shopify Rebellion eventually do find the support duo, but they do lose Roshan.
I'd say the shard is a bigger take right now for the side of Shopify. The free shard for Hellscream, the best one you could possibly ask for. Double recall up now, and you can just easily top up your Ember and your Bristle. No problems constantly in these fights. And all of these can start to rack up, like the double Sleight of Fists, the double Quill Sprays coming through from Pakas. There's a lot of output that's available for the side of Shopify that you can somewhat match on Tundra. It's a little bit more of a slower process. You're reliant on cooldowns much more. Again, Dragon Form for BZM, Metamorphosis for Crystallis. You kind of sit back and wait, be patient. In these prolonged fights, every single use of the Recall and Chakra is just going to add that much more damage here to Shopify. That's not something you can really afford here on side of Tundra, unless you can find that pesky toggle first.
Yeah. cleaned up. However, they actually dragged Yopaj away. Oh, they pushed him away. Puts the work out though. Yamato, he's got the BKB, so the Ravage does nothing. EDM is down. Tundra. Seems like I've missed out on a good team fight, though a nice ice path macro being dropped by Wymon to try and salvage this, but there's just no damage output from Tundra. Wymon will drop. Yopaj on a dominating spree now. And that was an awkward start too, because again, Yopaj, he got recalled by Hellscream. Get the TP back into the fight.
You called the wrong way, timing didn't quite line up. Can still set up for more. Again, no Ravage on 33. There's no threat here from Tundra.
They're trying. Yamato's huge at the moment. Just going to block off the stun. They are going to move in with Snowball. Oh, this could be dangerous. Yamato, do they have the damage for this gyrocopter? The answer's not really. Not really. You pretty much need the TB or BZM. It seems like they're not going to give it another crack, and I don't quite blame them for that, John. Yamato is looking pretty damn intimidating.
He is working into the Ags next. Still 3 parts away, but making steady progress. 6k advantage for Shopify early on, and BZM has not had a game on this DK. Has that Mage Slayer up now, still doesn't feel like the tankiest tier on the map. Working into the Blink Dagger next to provide some of that initiation, some key hold that Tundra is lacking, and catching out Yopaj is going to get harder and harder as this game goes on. One need that instantaneous jump in to provide the chain control afterwards to get the cleanup going. Your farm on Crystallis is still decent, but it is behind by a significant factor here. 2,000 behind at this point is quite a number. That's a lot of components that you're going to have ahead here on Yamato. And for Crystallis, it's just a matter of patience. He just needs to play the farm game. In fact, it kind of feels like everyone in Tundra just needs farm. This deficit is starting to hurt them quite a fair bit, although they got that blink up.
They're going to catch Skim. Not a big kill, but they'll take it. Yopaj is still showing up. But seeing Skim die like that, he'll leave the area. No point sticking around. Shopify is certainly still the stronger team at the moment, but there is going to be a 5-man or rather 4-man smoke. Crystallis eventually will TP back towards his team. Gonna find Yamato here in this triangle. Can they make the jump? They'll try. Yamato immediately out with the BKB. And immediately Tundra will be happy to leave. But here comes the cavalry. Yopaj will run in forward. Chain down into 2. Ravage being pump faked here. He'll finally use it. It connects on 2 heroes, but there's no follow-up to it. They just want to disengage. And Saksa still getting caught here by Yopaj with the chains out. He's going to die. And here comes Bakar now, trying for more. 33. All right, we'll turn around. Crystallis is going to be there, back them up. They're not looking too healthy here, Tundra. They don't seem to be able to really deal with Bakars at all. BZM needing to back away, but the Will-O-Wisp is holding them down. BZM will have to die as Yopaj is not done. He wants more. He's going to find more. Crystallis also caught by the chains. Ages will expire to make matters worse. And Crystallis is down. A triple kill for Yopaj. They at least get Skip. That's all they got.
Shopify are just playing so clean now. Again, they fix that laning issue. They have a much stronger start for Yamato, and he plays this tempo gyrocopter so damn well. The connections are just crisp from the side of Shopify. Again, the synergy of Coddle Bristleback, Coddle Ember, just so hard to play into. And for Tundra, this all stems back to that slow laning start, especially for 33 and Saksa. That was an uncharacteristically bad lane. Like, they just kept handing kills over to Yamato early on, snowballing this gyrocopter out of control, slowing down the timings that you'd want to see on a Tide and on your Tusk. Blink Daggers are coming out relatively soon. 200 gold away for Saksa and about 400 for 33. But the damage has been done. 6k lead maintaining for Shopify as they keep hunting 33.
Well, they do. 33. Still around that top area. Trying to get away, because you saw the reactions from BZM. He wasn't too happy about that last fight. As we'll see 33 now go down, and Yopaj to pick up his 8th kill of the game now. Shopify Rebellion, I mean, it's just no slowing down. It's like game 1 never happened, John. Oh, into the triangle they go. Hold on a minute. Hellscream. It's dropped. dropping. Prakaz, though, is the big issue. Still fighting this one out. White will try to run. Prakaz, has he gone too far? It looks like he has. Uh-oh. Stop praising too early here, Jump. Don't think you should necessarily be fighting without your gyro Ember. Here comes Yamato now. And as you can see, Tundra, they don't want to bar him yet.
He is the big issue. I would say one thing, I don't think Hellscream expected Pakaz to run into everyone from Tundra there, as he relocated in. I think wanting to drag the rest of the team slowly with, again, the recall charges up. A little bit unfortunate. Tundra was ready. Do manage to get some good punish. Not enough to really swing the game in their favor, of course, but it's something to keep them in the game. Again, there's still a lot of catching up to do here for Tundra. Still the blinks that need to come out. You at least have one on Saksa. So the blink snowball save is there to help stall things out. You've got 33 and his blink, again, stalled out, 270 gold away. But the blink ravage is going to help matters as well. Help you look for the backline, because that's going to be the key factor. If Tundra can find Hellscream in the back for Shopify and take him out first, remove the chakra, remove the recall, remove the illuminate, then your fights do simplify to an extent. You still have to figure out how to handle Yamato, how to pierce through all this damage he has. 3k HP as well. Very hard to kill off. See that again?
Yeah. Down to that bottom lane. It's just, you can't be in this kind of position against the Skipper of the Light with the shards up there. They can just all get there too quickly. BZM desperate to try and get some farm here on this DK, but just could not find the space. He will continue dropping lower and lower down the net worth forward to Shopify Rebellion again, just in complete control of this game too.
Radiant are scanning.
Keep going. I mean, there's just no need to retreat. They're just so much stronger at the moment. I think maybe once Chrysalis has the full Scardia, you could start to think about fighting back here with the TB. But I think before the Scardia, you really can't do too much.
No. Have to just take it slow, accept some losses here and there. Use this space to try to farm up. Again, you've managed to hit the blink timing on 33 now. There's that blink ravage ready to go. Some initiation that can line up. You're not fully reliant on just BZM to blink in. It's been a really rough game for him so far. Side of Shopify though, still in the driver's seat. Next to Roshan, we'll see in about a minute 40 if it's going to respawn early. They've got control for that if they want on Shopify. Tundra did manage to sneak that a while ago. But for Tundra's part, I think the one thing you can rely on for this team is their high ground defense is pretty damn strong. Threat of Ravage, threat of Macropyre is big. Terrorblade in the high ground with Reflection can be quite nasty as well, considering how much farm is up on Shopify. Although, mind you, the full butterfly timing for Yamato is coming up soon. Just 160 off from that full item up, and his damage is just going to skyrocket. They need to find some openings somehow here as they get caught out again.
Mon is going to get caught. A nice little freebie here for Shopify as they do take the Dive Triangle back rather, but still pushing that top wave. Look, Shopify just going to deal with the mid T2 tower and maybe even think about threatening high ground a little bit. His full butterfly now available on Yamato is going to make life that much more challenging.
Again?
BZM again. Actually gets jumped out of the Will-O-Wisp. The blink, the blinding light rather knocked him out of it. Well, fucks up. He's going to get caught. They're there just all over the map. There's 33, jumps in. Tries to glimmercape himself back out of there, but now he's in danger. He's kind of surrounded too. They're just coming from all sides. 33. Trying to help out his support, but it's not really working out in the way he would have envisioned. He will also eventually fall. Going to make matters worse here for Tundra.
And that timing couldn't have come at the worst time here for Tundra. Not having access to Ravage, really fast Roshan with all the damage and the Mind's Armor from just normal Bristleback Ghoul. So get that done nice and quick here for the side of Shopify. 10k lead, 27-16, and Tundra just not finding grip in this game. It's been a very ugly game for BZM and 33. Let's face it, like BZM had a decent enough time in lane, hasn't been able to really get the space he'd want, getting caught out solo quite a few times. 33 having a very slow lane with Saksa. Also not just meeting the ramp up that he'd want here, and it's all in on Crystallis. Like that Scotty time you were talking about, Mike, is online, but I don't think it's going to be enough. We've got to see some sort of good team fight out from Tundra. They need to find a backline. Like, it's got to be Hellscream dying first somehow, or you lock down Yopaj and kill him off first as well. He's your second gun.
Yeah. Just running into him right now. He's still just keep behind him, though. They're trying to Hellscream first. See if they can blow him up before the Willow gets dropped. The pass actually hits the wrong person. Doesn't matter. The Hellscream is down, but BZM is also lost. You sacrifice your Dragon Knight to the Stupor of the Light. They'll hold their high ground, though. 33 looking to try and find a blink in, but he's getting hit by all these kills from Picasso, who can't actually blink yet. Now he has it available. Ravage is ready. Picasso still dying. There's your Ravage now. It only connects on one, but it gets the job done. In they get it for more. They want Yamato. That's the big boy. He's got a butterfly, but it's hard to get it down. But with Pixels just whacking away, maybe they can do it. Take down the third part. Yopaj in the meantime. Oh no, not like this. Yamato's in trouble. Yamato's gone. I did say, John, that things would probably change once the Skadi's up, but I didn't realize it would change this quickly.
It's also down to the target prioritization, right? Like, BZM's extra patient. He waits for Hellscream to show up with a recall on top of Bakaz. And yeah, it's a little bit messy. Saksa doesn't punch the right guy. He still gets the will-o-wisp, but they get the position done. They get the hero they need to kill on the side of Tundra, removing that connection. Yopaj can't just spam out the slights. You can't get the instant burst play with a quill spam out on Bakaz either without the toggle. They can't quite find too much off of those kills. Shove down bot for Whitemon, not going to pan out too much along with Crystallis. But they even out the game. Again, lead down to just 6k here for the side of Shopify Rebellion. 29-20. They're still in control of the game so far. Thunder are just managing to stay in. They're denying this lead from growing any bigger. They're stalling for time quite nicely. They find one more team fight like that, the game will just equalize, if not swing entirely back to Thunder if you're not careful here in Shopify. You need to play further back on Hellscream. You cannot afford these aggressive recalls forward on your front line. Maybe try to recall in, it's kind of awkward, but recall onto Skem or recall onto Yopaj when he's playing poke with Slight and go from there, but certainly not Pakaz when he's in the middle of all these heroes.
Only the game kind of flipping on its head here. Shopify Rebellion still in the lead, but saw Yamato. He doesn't have any kind of lifesteal to rely on here in these team fights anymore, and he's going for a Satanic now. Like, never mind, he's changed his mind. He's going to go for the Reverence Book instead. It's hard when you're up against Ascadi. He's now mid lane. They've got Pakaz, who's in the middle of absolutely nowhere right now. Pakaz is locked in by the shards. I mean, the damage is high here from Crystallis. They'll drop the will-o-wisp, but Ravage is going to be up in 3 seconds. 33 just waiting for that right opportunity to drop it. Yopaj about to drop, will get away with the Remnant, but he's not too far off dying. The Remnant again. Meanwhile, Yamato trying to find a way to get into this team fight. He's just having to wrap around the long way. Do they really want to fight? Ravage is up here for 33. He's out of mana now all of a sudden. This is concerning. Crystal 33 as well. Oh no! How did he run out of mana? How did he run out of mana?
That is just nasty. I'm not sure how
he was about
got burned down. I think it was just
he was about 70 mana short.
I think he was just spamming out the Anchor Smash and Gush. Just ran out of mana with how long that fight took, and really unfortunate for Crystallis dropping low. Doesn't manage to get the Sunder he wants. Maybe a bit of a misclick onto 33 as that didn't really buy him that much time. Big opening for Shopify. High ground just gonna get torn apart here with all that damage on Yamato. You don't have buybacks. You don't have outer towers. They can go for more. It's still a long way to go, and even the respawn on Crystallis, well, at the very least, the lineup with Metamorphosis, there's not much you can do as a trio here.
Massive win for Shopify Rebellion, looking to force us to a game 3. They're so close. They'll get 2 Raxes, a fantastic position. But we know Tundra. Yeah, this squad, they will fight till the bitter end. Shopify, 1 lane away from securing Megas. They'll head back, they won't throw the game. Won't risk throwing the game anyway. And here's Crystallis, back up and ready. Saxa.
Look, oh,
Saxa's up to something here. It almost looks like Tundra want to go again. I mean, they still have the Ravage.
yeah. Meta back up as well. There's not too much to be scared of. They just need a good angle. They need that Ravage to be online. Again, the key thing that we saw in the last fight, not the fight before the last one, was that they found a backline, they took care of Hellscream first. Now he's hanging so far back behind, it's hard to spot him out. That's the hero you need to kill. Because he enables Pakaz, he enables Yopaj taking
Free. Now being ice path, and now the drop of the axe. Oh, I'm on. Yamamo's done it. Oh, and Yamato just melts. Oh my! What an ice path from Whitemon. He just brought out the axe for the macro. My goodness. You couldn't look at that. Look at the damage. Oh, you couldn't have asked much more.
No, you really couldn't. Perfect bait setup. Using 33 as a bait, getting that jump in from Saxa, and then just the macro fire drop on top. All of that pure damage. Not much you can really do about that. That was just Shopify getting a bit too trigger happy. They're going all in on the tankiest hero you have here on Tundra. Getting dragged along, clumped up, not respecting that area control. All of a sudden, despite being 2 racks down, Tundra equalized the game a little bit. They're still 6k behind, and it's still a struggle for them to look for high ground, but you should not be giving opportunities away like that on Shopify Rebellion. That is a huge swing back, and the confidence starting to pour back on Tundra. They might find more solo pickups.
Oh no. Yeah, man, they're finding more. Scam gonna get caught here at the Shrine of Wisdom. How it starts. You're going to be... Oh, Pakaz, are you sure? They're moving in. Whitemon is going to die at the very least. We'll drop the macro before he does go down, and in fact, he is sure. They do find something. They'll find a support. They'll force them back. 33 was not there to help out. You're at the stage, like, I'm telling you, you start to get scared for Shopify now. Like, just these small issues that we just saw, and you know how fast Tundra comes back when they find these openings.
We do. And again, equalizing a 6k lead at 35 minutes, not the most significant in the world. It's managed to balance out. Like, look at the farm of BZM. He's matching Yopaj, who's had an amazing game, running around, getting that combination off. We saw how slow it was for BZM. He kept dying solo. He's gotten the space to fully recover. He's getting that build-up he wants now on the DK. And the scaling is going to kick in. Like, the damage coming out from BZM is significant. With a Hurricane Pipe up, he can get himself into position much easier. You've got the Shiva's Guard up on 33. Very tanky up against the physical output on Yamato. And again, this utility coming out from Whitemon, this Ags on the macro fire is just an insane amount of damage. Especially if he manages to just sit back and get some Liquid Frost on top of that. The added damage per tick it's kind of nuts what that does do. It really stacks up quite fast for Tundra. For Shopify, they still have this game. You know, they still maintain that lead. They still maintain their high ground integrity. They could look for Roche control next. They have to be so cautious. They should not get caught out clumped up like that. Yopaj picks up a fresh Ags. It's going to be much harder to pin down, and you've got the Ags on Pakaz with that Bristleback active. He can look to burst down heroes by himself now. You just have to watch that spacing. You've got to respect Tundra. Even if you're in a winning position, Tundra, you never give up, and they always keep looking as they're going to look out now with a little bit of smoke. Roshan timer is up. It could be very awkward for Shopify if they're stuck there.
Shopify was just brought up on Chrysalis as well, John, so he's got a bit more damage to the invasion now. Yamato, he's going to drop the call down just to get some D-wards off. Chrysalis actually taking so much damage from all the flak cannon flying out from Yamato. Roshan now started. Still a ward there by the Radiant. They might want to get rid of the Tundra, but they don't. Oh, Mike, there's your macro. And there's your damage. Everyone's trapped in it. Pakaz is down. Well, Chrysalis is dropping low. He's got no Sunder left. Maybe they can at least fight the Terran play. Yopaj's going to jump back in. Chrysalis, he will go down. He'll find the TB. And Yamato can get to work now. There's no buybacks left here for Tundra. Not at least for Chrysalis. nor Whitemon. That was a buyback, mind you, from Yamato. But perhaps they might be a little bit afraid to start moving high ground. I'm not 100% sure, but I know they will go Roshan.
Should be a nice, easy take. Roche already low from that last engagement. Should be able to find this no problem. No concern about being up. Again, another nice setup out from Tundra. Not as clean with the exposure there for Crystallis in the side, but forcing the buyback on Yamato. That does mean you need to eat through these 2 lives on the Aegis, but we've seen them do it before on Tundra. The respawns aren't too bad. 40 seconds for the TB. Metamorphosis not too far off after the respawn either. Just no Ravage at that time. There's like half a minute window where you don't have to worry about that teamfight control inside Tundra, and you should be free to dig in here on side Shopify. This Ags as well, and Yopaj has done a ton of work.
Going for a run. He'll be okay. They've got to buy at least 17 seconds here for Chrysalis to be back up. Even if Metal Stick already away, 42's going to jump in, but he's just got so much damage being pumped out in from Yamato. Meanwhile, Yopaj going to jump in confidently with the BKB, looking for this task. Sansa will finally die. There is a buyback though. Yopaj still going. We'll find Whitemon. Want those buyback available on him. Yopaj has had luck. Down. Rax is exposed. Rip was forced early, but stop the fight. Holding out, just waiting out the glyph. Now they can move in. Punch on to the middle barracks, but they're jumping with the Walrus Punch, trying to aim down the gyrocopter. You've got to deal with him twice. Oh, the first one wasn't that long. Christmas is back. This is scary. Yopaj, he's jumping in. Looking for BZM, but BZM forced up out. Now 33 in danger. Christmas forced the back away as Yamato just working on the racks as Yopaj. Just taking care of everybody else. Here they go. Then it creeps up. Yamato taking a another Ravage. 33. He hit all 5 heroes. Yamato's down without buyback. Yamato is down for 2 minutes without buyback, but they've got Megas. Surely that's enough for Shopify. There's no way Tundra can get to the Ancient that quick.
No. They shouldn't be able to, but they stay in the game. And you were saying it, Mike, Tundra is not a team that you can count out even up against Megas. Do have to fix their base up. They did have to buy back in 33 for that one, but it does pay off. The damage has been done. Shopify, 1 team fight away from winning it. You check those graphs, 95% win probability coming out there for Shopify Rebellion now as well. That drops down 94 as I say that, but still pretty damn high. For Tundra, it's do or die. Again, you've bought back. You're queuing up Divine Rapier and Crystallis to mitigate some damage issues. You need to find that big win. If you can catch Yamato on his respawn, kill him off one more time, and somehow take control of Yopaj, then you can just easily bum rush straight through the tier 3 into the tier 4s and just force an end game for a 2-0 win. But Shopify won't make that easy. You only have a minute window until that first respawn of Yamato. And of course, they can handle him in terms of just ripping him apart. The damage is there. There's the Divine. Crystallis, he knows it's do or die. This is it.
Oh, here we go. Divine Rapier is now available, and they are looking to try and move in. They've got 30 seconds without Yamato. Metamorphosis pop. Christmas, he might just go for the Ancient. He might go T4 Towers here. I think that could be the play. T2 Towers in both side lanes, so you can't go for Megas here in Tundra. They're going to try for the Megas rather than the Ancient first. Their Ancient, it is exposed on the dire side. It's being attacked right now. They've got to do something about it. Somebody get back to the base. Oh, it's over. Is it over? Whitemon's trying to defend me while you're punching my Sansa. No way.
It's not gonna last.
They're still trying to fight, but the card attack team by Christmas. But the Ancient's gone. Yeah. And I mean, that's one way to do it, I suppose. Yamato just says